stopped, even though the clouds are still there. I have a simple lunch here at the Chappel in Neopoli, overlooking the city, a small town, and the Levka Mountains that arise behind it. And just as usually, a philosopher has his reflections. It occurred to me, I was looking at this simple white bread and olive oil and some beans and some fish here. A kind of peaceful tranquility has overcome me, and the white wall of the chapel, the simple stone bench, and two rucksacks, small ones, and nothing more, even though as a modern pilgrim I have an ultrabook of Samsung inside and some 500 gigabytes of open space, some of which has already been filled with the visionary experiences here. Well, what did occur to me? It occurred to me that all these high feelings and inspiration of many saints and pilgrims and artists, may have come just from this, from the simple way of life, walking, sitting, eating, simply staying in open nature with the minimum baggage for a few days, and suddenly the mental panorama really is kicked off. There is no internet, even though yesterday I was sending messages back home and to my friends, but it was different kind of internet in a cafe with the sea splashing behind. But nevertheless, it's the third night. I sleep here in Crete on the beach and walk during the day and swim and exercise much long. Well, what I want to say is, as you know, Ludwig Klages is my home port philosopher. I always sail to his wisdom when I want to explain something systematically, because a philosopher, after all, should have the desire to explain everything out of one new premise. This is a systematic philosopher, and such is also Ludwig Klages. And so I would say, in his terminology, that the mental panorama, the incessantly desiring ego, in the sense of his or her interests, basically an quality of the will to power, Nietzsche would formulate it as this. Well, I say let's become Schopenhauerian again, or some Buddhist kind of renouncement of desires. This is not it. Because I love this bread, and I desire this delicious olive oil and the beans and the herb salt, and I desire, and I passionately love, and I feel drawn into the surroundings with my eyes, and my skin is oiled and body is bathed in the cold fresh waters here. So this is not a renouncement of any desires. It is kind of a simple breakdown of the mental panorama that accompanies us usually. The body is full of nature, there's simple surroundings, there's nothing to expect, and Well, to be honest, I met this Aeolus daughter in the morning here on the beach, and we had a very nice discussion about Greek mythology, which was my lecture, and her interest was open, and she was an expert in dog training and had a nice retriever, no, so Rottweiler was it, with her. So it was a combination of this philosophical depth of my insight and elementary power of this dog as it was throwing herself, because she into the cold waters of Yoyopole, and the lovely Aeolus daughter was laughing. So it was kind of this present of Mother Goddess, and maybe from the river Fairy, whom I saw yesterday. I didn't talk about it yet, but I saw the river Fairy yesterday here while meditating, after I have filmed the turtles in those wavy underwater hair of Oceania. That will be later explained. Let me return to the first moment that was an insight, that similar to Nietzsche's formulation that the body is everything, and the mental frameworks, ideas basically, are just an emanation of a body. So to say, body is in a tranquil condition, living inside Mother Nature here, water, beach, clouds, warm climate, June, Crete, for 3 days. So it has liberated itself from all the shit in the north, no? Where I came from, no? From the foggy Memmingen in Germany, and now it doesn't comment anymore on this, what I'm experiencing, and so this desire for this good food and simple surroundings, white wall, green brushes, slightly touched by the heat into brown, and the sea and the beach and the mountains, distant town, and suddenly you break through into this immediacy of perception. And then I would say my original insight was very short. You see, I have made a lecture out of it. Very short insight, but look, all these saints and wizards and philosophers and enlightened man simply felt well. For a short period of time, the bodily condition was in equilibrium, the digestion was perfect, they were moving through nature, and then they sat down in a beautiful place and bang, they were in the present moment fully. Nothing else was there, and a desire was free. Desire for these beans and what the pilgrims usually have, lemons and white bread and olive oil and some wine maybe sometimes. They do not meet beautiful daughters of Aeolus on their pilgrimage, mostly are done. So anyway, and they interpreted this simple good feeling, I will have a nice lunch on a nice peaceful place. They misinterpreted it as a mission, as a kind of message from some God high above, because it came to them so lovely, so unusual, that being trained in some idealistic philosophy, they must have thought, this can't be just like that. Somebody must be making this, and because it is so wonderful, and nobody is here, it must be spirit, okay, or God even. Yeah. So, this is it. I finished this insight. So simply, don't get yourself fooled if you hit such a moment. You know, this is it, and thinking must stop, as Krishnamurti says. This is all there is, so enjoy it. Bye-bye.